had they gotten into a physical confrontation back then, I think Jean-Claude would have put Seagal on the floor very quickly.
Oh, very quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I laugh in your face?
Hey guys, in today's video it's Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Steven Seagal. We're going to talk about that infamous night in Miami, Stallone's mansion, 1997. And if that fight actually occurred, who would have won and why? So with me, my guest is Sheldon Lettich, amazing writer-director. He's, of course, worked with Van Damme, worked on some of his best films like Lionheart and Double Impact. Met with Steven Seagal, never actually worked with him. But he's going to give his opinion on who would win that fight and why. Also, make sure to stay until the end because he's going to tell us a story about the time Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked a real Navy SEAL across the gym. So that's kind of a funny story. Oh, make sure to comment below, by the way. Are you Team Van Damme or Team Seagal? Nothing to do with the movies, nothing to do with the individual, but if that fight did go down at Stallone's mansion, who wins, Seagal or Van Damme? Comment below. Anyway, please make sure to help support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing the video, and if you want to get any cool merchandise, check out the links below. You could drink in style, black belt fragrances, you could smell amazing, so check all that out in the description below. And with that said, let's get on to this discussion. Here's a question, and this kind of goes back to, and I 100% agree with you, by the way, when you're talking about Van Damme, highly skilled real life, and he can definitely hold his own in a real fight.
Come on.
Now, there was a story, I think in probably the late 90s, could have been the mid-90s, maybe the late 90s. Obviously, Steven Seagal and Van Damme were like the two martial art action dudes.
Right.
Apparently, there was almost a confrontation at Stallone's mansion, I think, in Miami.
Yeah,
Did
I heard about
Van
this.
Damme ever tell you about that story? Like, was that real?
Yeah, according to Van Damme, it was real. And according to Van Damme, he confronted Seagal, and Seagal basically took off. Suddenly he was nowhere to be. And Stallone confirmed that. He basically said, I can't remember all the details of it, but apparently there was a face-off between the two of them. And Jean-Claude did say something like, okay, well, let's go at it right now. And Seagal is the one who backed off and then disappeared, and he was gone from the party.
I heard he went to like a club and Van Damme followed him there, and there's another confrontation. I don't know if someone just added that and embellished the story, but did Van Damme specifically ever talk about that?
He did. He did.
Okay.
And he did say that Seagal was trash talking and that Van Damme confronted him, and Seagal backed off and he got the hell out of there.
I just promised all my mentors that I was going to be a good boy.
That's what I heard. That's one side of the story.
Yeah.
Stallone kind of confirmed that. Stallone.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he confirmed it and it was at his place, I don't doubt that.
It's like one in front of his. If he sees me, he runs. Well, he said that he whooped some Aikido ass or something. I don't know. Come on.
Your personal opinion, Van Damme versus Seagal, a UFC match back in that era, who do you think would have won?
Here we go.
Personally, I think Jean-Claude would have won easily.
I disagree.
Yeah?
Yeah, Seagal, and I've known Seagal personally also. I've hung out with him. And Seagal just doesn't seem like, and I've known a lot of badasses, okay? I'm not one, but I've certainly known a lot of them, a lot of people that, basically you throw the wrong word in their direction and they're gonna throw a punch. They're not going to try to talk. They're not going to try to negotiate their way out of this. They're just going to punch. They're just going to hit.
I'm going to get you, man. I'll be back.
And Jean-Claude, of course, he had to be more circumspect once he became a movie star and had money that people could sue him for. But I've known a lot of his buddies also. I've met a lot of his buddies that he grew up with in Brussels, who went to karate classes with him. They all studied karate under this guy named Claude Getz. I've met Claude Getz. So I've heard this from the real guys that were Jean-Claude's friends. Didn't read it in some tabloid, but they all said that that you didn't want to mess with Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude was the real deal. He's a real ass kicker. Yeah. And I would think that if Seagal And of course, both of them would have been very careful once they became movie stars about getting into an actual physical fight where people were watching. But had they confronted one another in an earlier time when it wouldn't have been possible to sue one another as easily, or the tabloids or the news wouldn't have talked about it. Had they gotten into a physical confrontation back then, I think Jean-Claude would have put Seagal on the floor very quickly.
Oh, very quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I laugh in your face?
I never saw any example of Seagal's actual power in his. Well, he didn't have powerful kicks or punches. He would use the aikido, basically twisting a person's body around to make them do what they don't want to do. But as far as having a powerful punch or a powerful kick, I've never heard anybody say that Seagal could punch or hit powerfully, but Van Damme could. I give you one example. We in Lionheart, there's a scene where he confronts those two Foreign Legion guys. One of them was this big rhinoceros named Voyo Gorik. Voyo, he was a proverbial brick shithouse. Voyo was a monster, okay? And we had a scene where Jean-Claude was supposed to give him a double kick to the chest. I mean, it would really take like a car hitting this guy Voyo to knock him down. But Jean-Claude gives him a double kick, and you see it on camera. It's in the movie.
Oh, I remember that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't put like baby powder on his clothes to make the dust fly up. Jean-Claude gives him a double kick in the chest, and you see dust fly, and Voyo gets knocked back a bit. Knocking Voyo back a bit really takes a lot of power. And Voyo was such a monster. We did it one time without Jean-Claude using full power. And Voyo was kind of disappointed. He says, "Jean-Claude, you have to really kick me." So, okay, next take, Jean-Claude said, "Okay, you asked for it." So he gives him that double kick that we see, where you see the dust flying. And Voyo gets knocked back like Frankenstein. And he's got the satisfied smile on his face. Says, "Jean-Claude, much better." And then I think we might have. I'm not sure if we did it another time. Now, when I first met Jean-Claude, he was giving some karate lessons at some gym on Beverly Boulevard. And I had met Chuck Farr before then. And Chuck was a Navy SEAL, but not a bullshitter like Frank Dukes. Chuck was really a Navy SEAL for like 8 years. So I introduced Chuck to Jean-Claude. And Jean-Claude ended up writing Hard Target. Chuck ended up writing Hard Target.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
That's the guy at the beginning of the movie who played Natasha's dad. He was in that movie, right? And he got killed. He was the first guy killed in the movie, I believe.
Which movie?
Hard Target. Like the guy that wrote it was the guy at the beginning who played Natasha's father who got killed.
I'm pretty sure that was Chuck, yeah. Well, anyways, so this is before any of this stuff transpired. I also introduced Chuck to Sam Raimi, and then Sam hit it off with him, and Chuck ended up writing Darkman for Sam also. But we're in a gym, and Chuck says, "Hey, Jean-Claude, so let me see what one of your kicks feels like." Chuck, you really don't want me to kick you. Oh yeah, no, I do. Come on, look, I'll even hold up a couple of pads, and go ahead and just give me a kick right in the chest as hard as you can. And so he's holding up like 2 exercise pads, and Jean-Claude says, "Chuck, you need 2 more pads." Like, "Hey, come on, Jean-Claude, I was a Navy SEAL and all this," and like, no, Chuck, you need 2 more pads. All right, Chuck gets 2 more pads. And now he's got 4 pads in front of his chest. Jean-Claude basically gives him one of those Van Damme kicks. Chuck goes flying across the room. We're in a gym. We're in a good-sized room. He actually goes, oh, my dog's not there. Okay. He goes flying across the room, basically barely staying on his feet. Jean-Claude gave him a serious kick with 4 pads. And afterwards, Chuck said, wow, I really felt that.
That's crazy, man.
So
was it like a stepping sidekick like he did in Lionheart against the dude in the racquetball court and he kicked him through the glass?
I would call that a stepping sidekick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know exactly, but that's what it looked like. Basically, the foot goes out and goes boom right in Chuck's chest. He's holding these 4 pads up, and the power of the kick sends him flying back. So that was a good demonstration early on as to just how powerful Jean-Claude's kicks were.
Yeah, for sure.
I was impressed. Chuck was impressed.
Yeah, if he
Chuck didn't ask. He did not ask for another demonstration.
Yeah, I think that was enough.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.